Good morning. I am out. It is 6:43. I wanted to get out earlier, but I don't know, it's just slow to get up. So I'm out for a walk. I have several books lined up to read, and I want to try to, I don't know, just get, being around books almost every day for work. Well, no, like every day that I do work. So I always come across something, or I'm always seeing what's coming out. And then, I go down this rabbit hole of, oh, this author, I've never heard of this author. What do they write? And it's just spiraling. And then I end up just I mean, I think it's better than just buying a ton of books and just being broke. So I'm like, oh, order, borrow. So I have quite a lot on the docket, and I want to do a game plan. I'm working with several different genres. I'm working with historical fiction. I'm working with urban fantasy, finishing the others, which, oh my god, I finished Marked in Flesh, I think. I finished book 3 the other day, and it was just so good. So good. And so I have that. I have a high fantasy that I just saw is getting a TV adaptation, and we had the audiobook, and I picked it up. I also ordered the physical book. I want to continue on the series of Mistborn. I finished the trilogy, and there's I think 3 or 4 books following after the trilogy. So I'm kind of in the mood for that. I also picked up Elantris, but I thought we had the audiobook with that because honestly, with Brandon Sanderson books, I need, since it's such high fantasy and I wouldn't say made up words, but made up words and worlds, and I just don't want to be like, oh, but was a went into battle, and I have no idea how to pronounce it. So I thought we had the audio, but it's in Spanish, and while I am fluent, that's not what I want. So I put in a request, and if I get it, and I am still waiting a request for some other books to see if I get the audiobook, but we'll see. And I'm still finishing The Invisible Library. Again, it really picked up and I really like it, but I don't know, just right now, again, which I wanted to kind of really break the habit, audiobooks is just what's easier right now. And that whole discussion of is audiobooks reading or not is absolutely insane. I'm a huge advocate. You read. If it's webtoons, manga, light novels, audiobooks, physical books, digital books, you're reading, you're getting through a story, some way, shape, or form, in some format. That's better than nothing. Every time that some kind of drama has come up in the booktube space about how audiobooks isn't reading, it's just hilarious. It's okay, that's, so all those people that have some kind of, impairment or disability that doesn't allow them to physically read a book, just because they can only listen to audiobooks makes them non-readers. That's preposterous. Or just in general, while I did purchase books at my local thrift store the other day because they're having a closeout sale because they're going to finish renovations, I have significantly slowed down buying physical books. And a lot of people like, oh, have been coming in to the local library, and they're like, oh my God, I forgot the library existed. And I've been spending like a fortune on audiobooks through Audible or physical books, but like a lot of books, well, I'm sure a lot of them are great for someone. They're not all going to be great for you. And if you're not a rereader, what are you going to do with a bunch of books in your house that you read once? You know, they really cut that tree real bad. That's dangerous. They're trimming the trees for hurricane season. And they're not, I don't know, they didn't cut this tree very good. So it doesn't seem safe. It's like empty down the middle, and then it's just a couple branches one way and a couple branches another way. But, so yeah, they're coming in, getting library cards, and most libraries are fairly equipped to get the latest or have some type of ebook thing, ebook option. So yeah, so I have a lot on the docket. I want to kind of try to like plan it out. If all, you know, depending. Oh, I have a little murder mystery by this new author I just discovered. I'm really excited about it. It seems like it's gonna be really funny. So we'll see. I did put bug spray on, but I don't know, it's that time of year. So yeah, feeling good. I'm glad I stepped out. And yeah, I have a lot I want to read. Ooh, it's like a little sunrise walk. But okay, I'm making my way back closer to home, but I don't know if I talked about this in my video about like a year ago talking about the others, but like I think obviously like a big trigger warning is that our main female character, Meg Corbin, is a Cassandra Sang, aka a blood prophet. And these blood prophets have to cut to see prophecy by the cutter asking the question of like, do I need to sell my stock next month, right? And a big premise of like the whole series, because you have to read them in order, because it's like pretty much like a domino effect of what happens from book one till the end, even the 3 books after everything that happens. So at the beginning of the series, the Cassandra Sang are kept in facilities. They're only girls, or women, girls, and they're kept isolated. They're controlled by a controller, which that is a big, like, he's a big villain for like the first 2 books. Yeah, pretty much like these troubled girls. That's what the news portrays. And, you know, it's kind of like something that's going on that people look the other way. They're like, technically, you really shouldn't own people. But, so as big trigger warning, there's like a lot of self-harm throughout the whole book. And unfortunately, like Meg and her kind, they, you know, are kept out of society. They're trained to want and need this because as they are cut to then give prophecy from speaking it instead of holding it in so they remember, they experience euphoria. So they get addicted to that to experience that. Like they get like brainwashed. It's like really like controlling and like crazy. So, you know, big trigger warning for that. If you can't handle that, you know, then I don't recommend it. And like another thing, as I'm reading through it again, I'm realizing something that people might be like, oh, like, okay, this is like really annoying. A lot of it's childlike, not like immature childlike, but for Meg, our main female character, she has been isolated. She has been trained on images to then help her see prophecy, like, hey, this is what like a bad spoil of wheat looks like, or, you know, so when she has these prophecies, she sees it in a series of images, right? And again, you know, you have to take into account lack of social interaction. Some of them are like born there. They like never experience anything else. Unfortunately, there's a lot of abuse within those facilities of like horrible measure, like just horrible stuff. So, you know, Meg gets away from that and, sorry, I'm like out of breath. So Meg gets away from that and finds herself in this courtyard where she meets Simon Wolfgard. And this is a urban fantasy. So the whole premise is that, oh my God, I love this tree. You can kind of see it up there. It's so pretty. I have one on my patio. I don't know if it'll ever flower. I gotta plant it in the ground at some point. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So she escapes the compound because she has a vision to do so, and someone else that is more far gone than she is in the same compound has the same vision, like, you need to get out of here and all that stuff. And so she meets Simon Wolfgard, who, by the last name, he is a wolf shifter. But this group of others, people that actually rule the world and own the land, are Namid's creation, which Namid in this book is God. And they all had this original form, you know, of wolves, bears, panthers, crows, and all this stuff. And as humans came and trying to get the land, you know, first they just kind of eliminated them, and they're like, oh, hey, I kind of want what you got there. So they slowly like let them have land to cultivate, to, you know, create weavings for clothing. And then these others are slowly becoming humanized. They take a human form a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit of in between of what they are, like wolf, cat, lynx, bear, etc. Crows. And they all have different personas. Like the crows, you can hear crows right now, which I think is funny. They like shiny stuff, which I think is a normal interpretation, like not interpretation, representation of crow shifters in the paranormal fiction world. But yeah, so Meg escapes, meets Simon. She's supposed to meet Simon, and throughout the land, which is called Thasia, there's these courtyards within human cities, but the people who govern and lease the land are the others, and they have their own courtyards for others that want to be closer to human civilization for their own wants and needs, or just as like they're the kind of like police, like, hey, we're keeping watch on you. So, oh my god, it's just so good. Like, just the concept of it. It is a little slow paced, just like in general, the whole series. But just the like world building, the relationship building, you get to know every character. It's amazing. So the big overarching problem is the humans. F the humans. And they are like, hey, what the heck? There's all this land that these others own, these monsters, blah, blah, blah. We're running out of space, we're running out of food. They have gold that they're keeping from us, blah, 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 and all this stuff. So what slowly starts happening, it's not spoiling, I mean, you see it from the get-go of like how the humans feel about the others. But this hatred starts brewing with the humans towards the others of what they have, what they own. And it's just like this domino effect that like I like to reiterate, I am not a rereader like some people are that like reread stuff all the time. I'm new to rereading. I was always skeptical, like, I am gonna remember it. It's not gonna be the same. And there are some books you want to read for the first time again and have that like, what beautiful like masterpiece is this? And I'm like experiencing that with The Others by Anne Bishop, which is just insanity. Like, it's just so, like, I was crying. I was trying to hold back my tears. Some spilled out. I had goosebumps. Like, you're just on the edge of your seat, like, oh my god, like, this is so awful. Like, revenge on the other. Not revenge on the others, revenge on the humans. And stuff like that. Like, I'm telling you, it is such an experience. And again, it is slow. The characters have this kind of like childlike wonder. But again, like I guess I kind of like went off topic. But going back to my point of how it's not like immature, childlike, weird, it's that the others are experiencing human interactions and stuff that they're like, well, that doesn't even make it, they're so logical, like, oh, if you want to eat, go eat. But humans are like, oh, I don't know if I should eat, I don't know, I just ate and gotta watch my figure, blah 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 blah. And they're just like, well, what's the big deal about that? And then the thing with Meg is that she was isolated. I don't know, obviously she remembers her whole name, so she was like put into the compound and not born in the compound like some of them. But she still has like no like real life experiences, so they're experiencing that together, which is just, it's so good. I love in my books kind of like mundane, like doing this. Like, my favorite part of Sleeping Beauty is when the fairy godmothers it's about to be Aurora's birthday, and they're like trying to do stuff, make the cake, make the dress, and then the little blue one, I forgot her name, she's like, let's use our wands, and she's like, no. And then it's like this whole thing. My other like favorite part, like in Snow White, is when she's like cleaning, it's just like, I don't know, just something like realistic. Then, for example, in if you just saw, I hopefully gonna post that before this, but in the last book of the Great Library series, it was just action, like go, go, go. And I was just like, oh my god, it just felt like a lot. I need like a little bit of, did you go to that bathroom? Did you shower? Like, what the heck is going on? And it's funny. I read this Kindle book, which was actually so good. I could like not put it down. It was like this really out of pocket historical romance, kind of like totally crazy. But a lot of time I was like, oh my God, did you like shower? Did you use the bathroom? What are you doing? So it's just like little things like that, like some people like, or I myself just think like, you forgot to do something very important. Get nasty. So I just, again, I will not shut up about the others. After this second read through, I'm so excited for the like 3 books afterwards. I am moving it up to my favorite series. I can't have just one because there's other series I really like, but it is masterpiece. So yeah, I had a really good walk. I met my step count. I feel good. I feel like the blood is circulating. I feel sweaty. It wasn't too bad this morning, but I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna do getting up that early and getting out, hitting the pavement. Because the thing, I guess, with just the mental block that I get is I'm gonna be fatigued so much so at the end of the night. Like, I'm not, it's, you know, just gonna suck. And then I'm just gonna fall asleep on the couch. But I'm gonna leave you here. I hope with my ramblings, and I might do a whole like breakdown of the others to convince you to read it because it is so good. I can't recommend it enough. So I'll see you next one. Bye.